Hey guys, my name's Jesse Vesper. Today we will be reviewing Poppy's latest album, Empty Hands. I am very excited to be doing this because I am a long-term, not only Poppy fan, consumer, listener, and honestly, all things Poppy, I am here for it. I am seated for it, and I am listening intently. I was number 20 Poppy listener on Spotify as of 2025 last year. I would have been number one, but I have to tell you guys, I have a day job, okay? I'm also in school full time, and I'm here on the internet for your viewing consumption. So that takes a lot of time. If I had the time, I could have committed to this role. I would have, but unfortunately I'm just number one, in my heart, not necessarily on paper or on screenshot. So I would like to let you guys know that I also listened to Vital by Poppy 20,000 times, over that actually. And yeah, so those streams are all me. Hey. And also, if you don't know my credibility to the subject that is Poppy, I will tell you, and if you can find these videos, please don't find them. Please don't, because they're not public. So if you find them, I don't know how you got them, but I used to react to Poppy, and I have been on the internet talking about Poppy for a very long time. So I like to think that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. All those disclaimers aside, I would like to remind you all that Poppy is a human. She is personified, but a lot of people take things out of control and make it a little weird for everybody. So let's remember that as we are discussing Poppy's artistry and respect her as an individual, because she is. And we will get more into that as I talk about the album, but I am very excited. First, before we jump into a little of the house cleaning things that I have to talk about before we talk about the album completely, which if you guys want to see that, just go ahead and skip ahead. But I wanted to show you guys, this is me in 2019 meeting Poppy. I was at VidCon in Anaheim, California. Oh my God, this photo. Look at that. Look at those two little girls. Look at those two little girls. I mean, come on now. Oh, that picture, I keep it on my fridge. I have an icon fridge, and it's just me, Aisha, Radhika, Poppy, and Jasmine Bean, of course. And I've seen Poppy lots of times. I've met her twice, and I've seen her upwards of 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times now. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But the last time I saw her in Nashville with my friend, I brought this for her, and I didn't get to give it to her. I was like, the whole time trying to hand this to her. So there's a little love letter from me to Poppy in here, like nothing creepy or weird. Stop. Oh my God. But I did give her a little love letter, and I drew her this, and I wanted to show you guys because I didn't get to give it to her. So I thought I'd show you fans. Okay. Many years ago, at one of the times I met Poppy, she told me that her favorite flower was a daisy, which was not only comical because her name is Poppy, but also it was wonderful to get to know her like that and have like a cool interaction, right? So I drew her this creepy daisy in my little art style that I do, and I thought it was fun. So, and I wrote on it, "A daisy for Poppy. Love you always, Jesse Vesper. XO Heart, 2025. So there's that on there. Iconic. Cringe, I know. Oh my God. Bringing fan art to the function. Stop it. Get help, people. So I have some house cleaning things to talk about, as I mentioned. I would also like to mention here and now that I have 8 pages of notes. There are lyrics on these pages, so not all of it is just my notes, but I do have a lot of thoughts about this album. So normally, as of late, I've been not cutting up my videos, but this might have a few jump cuts because I need to gather my thoughts for something so cohesive and wonderful as an album. So lock in because I have a lot to talk about. But before we talk about the album, I have some things to segue into. I just wanted to let me just look at my notes to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Poppy jumped in the pit, okay? And if you don't know about rock shows, if you've never been to a live show anywhere, usually there's the mosh pit, right? Not everybody moshes. Sometimes the moshing is, I would call it maybe mild to aggressive moshing. There can be very aggressive mosh pits. This one didn't seem too crazy, but everybody was spinning around, and it's been controversial lately. I've seen lots of different angles of this, and I've seen lots of people talking a lot of crap about this person, and I don't want to put this person on blast specifically, but there was someone who pet the back of Poppy's hair and then also touched her face. So I'm not putting this person on blast specifically, I guess a little bit, but not nearly as much as the whole internet is right now. But let's have some compassion for her. There might have been a parasocial relationship here. I'm not justifying what she did, but I don't think Poppy or other singers, obviously this applies to Poppy specifically, would want us, assaulting verbally the fan, that did this. Obviously, I think the fan was in the wrong here, and people should be respectful of artists and maybe don't be touching inappropriately, whether that be face or anywhere else. Bodily autonomy is important, people. But I would like to say maybe everyone else stop being so mean, because the hate is a little, though the hate may or may not be warranted, that's not for me to decide. But I think we should be a little bit nicer to people. Also, though, this girl learned some concert etiquette. I might make a video on that for you guys very soon, because I feel like it needs to be talked about. And I have been to many concerts where the etiquette was not in place. So that being said, I have some more things to talk about. Can you even believe it? I also wanted to talk about this interview that Poppy did. And I believe the name of the magazine is Kerrang! Magazine. If you guys have not read this interview, it is pretty lengthy for like a text interview, which I love because I got to read it. And just, I love a verbal, visual, video interview, but sometimes reading an interview is really fun as well, because you get a little bit of context into the sneak peek of the album. So if you haven't listened to this album specifically, I would recommend reading this before going into it, because it says a lot about, Poppy's kind of like where she was when writing it, and like what she's working on with her new sound a little bit. Like she was Easter egging us, obviously. I read it when it came out, so I got the early scoop, if you will. But she does say, spoiler alert, in the interview, and this was a wonderful reference to her album, but she said she never found her place sonically. She's still finding her place, right? So that was like a callback. We love a callback, okay? But she says that, and then she also says, okay, guys, the slander to Zig. OMG. The slander to Zig. Poppy slandered Zig, which I understand. I really do. And of course, I support her. She says that we could skip Zig, and she said it was a step within a step. So I thought those were interesting things to note before going into this album review. If you guys haven't already, please give this video a like, comment, and be sure to subscribe. I also have other Poppy content on my channel. I'm sure you're probably not shocked by that statement, but I will link those in the bio down below, and you can check those out after this video if you would like to. So without further ado, I think that's all. Oh no, we have one more house cleaning thing, and that would be Poppy's big year. Guys, last year, that was my phone. Everybody calm down. It wasn't the trade.
All or nothing.
Poppy's year last year was huge. She did a lot of different things and had a lot of success, and I'm very proud of her. So as a long-term fan that could show you so much footage of me talking about Poppy in a positive, almost obsessive light, which I will not be doing today, but if you ever want to see that, let me know. I just want to tell you that I'm really proud of Poppy, and I love Poppy, and this is going to be a biased review because I love Poppy and she can really do no wrong. So this may be a little bit more of a think tank review, and I'll try to give it a fair shot, of course, as I always do when I review music, but I kind of only talk about music that I really, really enjoy on the channel, because I like spreading positivity rather than tearing, artists down. I would like to also say that I have listened to this album 10 times already. I have listened in my car, I've listened in my headphones multiple times, I have listened while doing things around the house. So, and of course, the last time I sat down with the computer and I wrote all of my 8 pages of notes, or 7, how many did I say there was? 8 pages of notes. So I sat down, read all the lyrics on Genius, and here we are now. So I have a lot of thoughts about this album, and I hope that you guys will challenge me in the comments. Let me know, what you think, and if you agree, and have your, of course, Poppy also said this in a different interview. I can't remember which one. I wish I could say. But she said, it's hers until she lets it go into the world. I might be paraphrasing there, but referring to the music. So I agree 100%. Once you let things go like that, it becomes everybody else's interpretation. And I think that's really cool and kind of collaborative in an interesting way. So art is amazing. I don't want to lean too much on comparison in this review either, but that's all I have is my experience and my comparison. And also, I am a music. I am a music. I am a child of music. I am a student of music, and I love music. So take it all with a grain of salt, and my experience might not be your experience, and that's okay. That's okay, people. It doesn't have to be. So before we talk about the 13 tracks and the 38 minutes of this album, we need to talk about the cover art.
You know you wish you could.
As you know, this album is called Empty Hands. When I saw this cover art, guys, it changed my life. Okay, it truly changed my life because Poppy does a lot of black and white album covers, and that is wonderful, that is beautiful, that is okay, and I love all of them. However, this one was very different than anything she's ever done. I would argue that it's different than any photo shoot she has ever done. She has really elevated, she has taken that money, she has taken that budget, she has taken that creativity, and she has really done her big one with this, okay, visually speaking, I will say, and audibly speaking as well. But do I think this is the best thing in the world we're going to get ever from Poppy? No, because I think she's an artist, I think she's a visionary, and I think she will continue taking over the world. And as she has mentioned in songs before, she will stop when it's no more fun. So for our sakes, the public, the viewers, the fans, the consumers, I hope that she never stops having fun because I love seeing what she does. I think her perspective on culture and how she brings that to life in art is truly visionary. It is truly gorgeous, and it is gnarly sometimes, and it's very real, and I really appreciate that, not just lyrically, of course, but sonically. So I hope you guys are keeping up with me because we haven't even started talking about track 1, but we are right now. So, and I also have, just, you guys know this about me if you're a reoccurring viewer, but I forget the names of things. So sometimes I need a little bit of a cheat sheet. So don't mind me looking down. Stop yelling at me. Jesus. Oh my gosh. So, Public Domain is the first track, okay? I wrote down that it has a crazy underlick intro, and I agree with what I wrote there because it is very true. I feel like it's kind of a callback to all of her other sounds because critically speaking, Poppy has always sounded very different. All of her albums have a unique sound, and some of them hone her sound, I feel. I think all of them kind of hone in on something, right? It's like pushing her to a new narrative and a new direction. And I love, one of the many things I love about Poppy, she's never conformed to like what critics say the fans want necessarily, or she does what she wants to do and like reinvents herself. And I think that's really cool and beautiful as an artist to do. And it's not easy to do either, because whenever you break out into a niche and then people are like, oh my God, I love this, make it again. Make it again. It's a little hard as an artist because then, you know, if something is a cohesive, wonderful piece of work, and it very well may be, sometimes the fans won't rally behind you and won't pick up on what you're and like what you're creating, you know? So I think Poppy's fandom is really unique there because I personally, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I personally follow Poppy and follow Poppy for Poppy. I love her as an actress. I love her as a singer. I love her as a performer, a dancer. I just love her. I think she's just comical, and I think she's one of the funniest people alive. But I worship the quicksand that she walks on, and I always will. So I just would like to say that, and I think that people, critics specifically, and fans, haters, everybody, like rock was never accepting for her, right? Pop was, it was never okay to be pop. It was like, so she was trying to find this weird like amalgamation of genres, I feel like, at least the critics might say that, you know, like she's trying to find her sound and, oh, you know, never find my place, literally. Callback again. So I think people have been trying to profile her for so long and put her into a freaking box. And that's annoying to me because first of all, stop trying to define people, let people live, and also stop degrading women. So, or is she? Stop degrading people. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So the intro of this song I think is really interesting because it's like, this is my perception, obviously. I don't want to speak for the artist, and that going forward, I like this whole album review. Please know that I'm not speaking for Poppy the artist. I'm speaking of my interpretation of what I think Poppy's direction was with this. And I think that Poppy was like, okay, we need to make something crazy. We need to make something that's like all these different sounds and noises. And like, it really reminds me of like her whole body of work. It's like, kind of crazy, kind of like all over the place, and then it like settles and finds the sound of the song, right? So like the underlick is wonderful. That is, I don't want to say it's my favorite part of the song specifically, but it definitely, like, whenever it played in the car for the first time, because I listened to it in my car for the first time, I was like, oh, I audibly said oh, because I was like, not in a bad way, but in a shocked way, because I'm thinking, you know, in comparison to Negative Spaces, her previous album, I would say that this album is definitely a sister album to that. I would, if you like Negative Spaces, I feel that, especially the rock elements of Negative Spaces, I feel that you will really like the rock elements on Empty Hands as well. But I feel as if the underlick and the starting of Have You Had Enough on Negative Spaces was like a slow start, right? So for this one to be like so jarring and harsh to begin, it was not what I was expecting, which I love when an artist can give me something, specifically Poppy. I love when Poppy gives me something that I do not expect, but appreciate. So I was so excited to hear this because I was like, oh my God, what's it going to be? What's she going to do? And you guys know me. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I like weird things. I like weird. So that alone had me hooked on the album, and I'm like, okay, it's a 10 out of 10. It's going to be a 10 out of a 10 for me. So that was a great start to the album, right? So it reminded me of the old Poppy, and I really liked there's the use of sycophant in this song as well. And I thought that was a great use of the word. I love Poppy's vocabulary. I sometimes say big words that I don't know the meaning of, so I can sound a little bit more photosynthesis. That's not my joke. I stole that from a meme. But, you know, I do love that Poppy has a large vocabulary, and I like that she implements it into her songs. Because a lot of times I feel as if a lot of artists don't do that because they're worried about the consumption from the viewer, right? Sometimes I feel that it's just like, I love Bob, and he's so cool, and he makes me sad when he drools, you know? So, like, that's digestible, right? Whereas, like, whenever you're singing about big words, well, about big words and with big words, it can be a little bit more confusing and a less mainstream appeal, maybe. So I appreciate when artists stay true to themselves and their artistry with their poetic writings, you know? So what about it? What about it, people? Okay. And I'm sorry, I have to look at my notes because I could talk about Poppy for hours, and I will continue to do so. So lock in. And also, I just want to give a few of these disclaimers. You can just apply a lot of them to the songs going forward. But yeah, so shut up. Shut up. Okay? Just be quiet, okay? I think that this song is a statement to the haters, the fans, and the title really does suggest that it is the public, it's about the public, you know, it's public domain, right? So I want to read a few of the lyrics, and I want to ask you guys what you think. I'm not going to read all of the lyrics to all these songs, but I kind of took the ones that spoke the most to me. And I would also like to say that when I listen to an album like this, I like to listen several times, like I said, but the meanings sometimes change to me as more events transpire in my life, or I listen more deeply, or I'm like, oh, there's a double, triple entendre here. And I think Poppy writes a lot of her music in ways that there are double entendres minimum, sometimes more. So it's kind of up to the perception, again, of the listener/viewer, but I take some lyrics out of context here just so you guys can get a bite, a little taste, a little lick of the song if you haven't heard it yet. But I highly recommend you listen before you listen to me, okay? So, can you bottle it? Will you sell it for food? Would you sleep with it? Tell me who's using who. Isn't it peculiar? And she can't talk. She stutters. Call the police. Call the police. Isn't it peculiar how the chatter fails to offer any solace in the light of the truth? And then I'm going to skip up some other lyrics, but the bridge says, the biting dogs have got an itch. The future is oh no, why can't I talk? We're on song one, lock in. The biting dogs have got the itch. The future is a seething maybe I'll be used by it. So maybe, just maybe, I've seen your face and face again. In the horrors of the present tense, believe only half of what you see and none of what they said. Guys, that is just very impactful. That's very deep. That's a lot to unpack. And that was just the bridge and I believe the verse. So that song alone is quite the start to the album. I would not say that this album is nearly as political as Negative Spaces. I defined Negative Spaces as a political album. Specifically, Have You Had Enough? I think that is a very political song without being too political. And I would also like to say on this first track, Public Domain, that when I heard it, it really reminded me of Marilyn Manson. And it kind of not so much, a little bit in sound, but also like the political undertones a little bit without being so on the nose about it. And kind of like the opening kick, once we get past like the underlick weird intro that I talked about, it kind of reminded me of The Beautiful People. But I don't think it's like plagiarism by any means. But, you know, art, you know, again, comparison is the death of art. So maybe I shouldn't be comparing, but I was getting vibes. You know what I mean? I was getting vibes. And in some ways, I think that's really amazing. You know, it's like an homage in some ways, but I don't think that was the intent here. I just think maybe that was my weirdo brain. So love this song, 10 out of 10, would recommend. So Bruised Sky is the next one. And now this was released as a single. I think this might have been released in October. I'm not certain on my dates. I didn't write it down. Okay. But also I should have mentioned this before now, but the producers, we've got some producers on this album, okay? These are the producers. I know Jordan Fish specifically. There's a couple others that I probably follow, but I'm really bad with names. So we've got our producers here, and I did like that these songs were mostly produced by the same people, so if not all of them. So love Jordan Fish, does great work. So Bruised Sky, back to business, everyone. Bruised Sky. So I have in my notes, heavy. Ooh, heavy. This song is heavy, and if you haven't heard it, the mixing of this song, I'm just going to tell you. You know I'm a fan of good mixing. You guys know I'm a fan of good freaking mixing, and this song has it. This song gives me a roller coaster. This song gives me the rock. This song gives me the deep lyrics. This song gave me a great video with no, wait, this isn't the video I'm thinking of, but I think the song does have a video. I was thinking of Unravel, but this song gave me everything that I needed, okay? Because it was rock, it was emotional, it was a ride, it had great production, and also it made me feel things. So if you can do all of those things, not just on a song, but on an album, it's probably going to be a good time for me. So I like a song to make me feel a little bit reactionary, make me want to cry, make me want to laugh, scream, dance, whatever.
Respectfully.
If you can make me feel something, that's probably good because I'm dead inside. Got it? Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now, I also think that this song is about prophecy. This song is about the destiny that the public has thrust upon her. The public, lovers, her fans, the record executives, perhaps, the record labels, perhaps. And I think in the chorus, she literally says this because she tells us how she knows the ending. So that was my argument there. Of course, pre-written, but I really do stand by all of those assumptions because I think I've said publicly before in the comments section, maybe not on Twitter, but in the comments at least, that I think Poppy is a modern day prophet. And I don't mean that in the literal sense that she is having like psychedelic experiences that are making her see the future. But I do think that she's very intuitive, and I think that she is very intelligent, and I think that she has a very unique perspective on the world, and that is why it manifests so beautifully through her music and art. And in doing that, she kind of is like a modern day prophet because she has almost a third eye into the reactions and the actions of what people do in the world around us, because we all know about the butterfly effect. You know, something so simple as making a Poppy video could technically change the world. So, or dropping a pin, or, you know, killing a butterfly, or sneezing, or whatever. So I think that our actions are very potent in reality, and most people don't think that they are. And I don't think people should be so proud of their ignorance. And I would also argue that Poppy believes that as well. I don't want to speak for her, but given the things that she says in her music and her work and her interviews, I would say that that's a pretty safe bet that she does not condone ignorance and stupidity. So perhaps go to school, read a book, you know, Google something, you know, just an idea. But With that, I'm going to read you a few of the lyrics. The verse, we're going to start with verse 2, but sometimes some of these I jump all over the place. I'm just reading them out of order. They're in order of progression from where I excerpted them, but I'm not reading them consecutively in all of them because we'd be here all night, and I have to edit this and get this up quickly because I want you guys to see it. Okay. You're welcome. How do I numb myself when God is preying on the weak? Instill the fear to fall, but it'll never work on me. Question everything. In the wake, I felt my whole world starting to shake. The cradle starts to break, and the red pools over me and turns to white. I know the ending. It keeps playing out in my head and running and round again. Don't try to tell me it's as good as it's gonna get. The feeling won't leave till darkness takes me. Don't forsake me. Darkness takes me. Don't forsake me. Now, that's a lot to unpack right there. And I'm telling you, sonically, production-wise, the guitar, everything, so good. Go listen to it. It's a much more serious ride than my poor reading skills can deliver to you. But I want to just point out the outro, and I did post an Instagram post to this about me getting offline and deleting my apps, which I did do, but I'm back. I'm back, guys. I would like to just say I'm back for now, but I probably will get off again someday and delete everything because why not? But I'm still going to keep on a posting schedule for now for you guys. And even when I was offline, I was getting online to post. So I wasn't fully offline, but I had to take a break. I had to get off short format and I had to do what I needed to do to protect my mental health because I was depresso espresso. Hey. Yeah. So before I read these lyrics, I just want to tell you that I did use the sound on my post because whenever it came out, we had like 3 Poppy songs. We had this one, Blue Sky, and then we got, Blue Sky, Unravel, and then we got Guardian. So we had these 3 before the album came out, so I've streamed them a lot, obviously. Number 20 streamer over here of Poppy in the world. So, in the world, people! So check yourself, and number 1 fan. So, yes, I was streaming, obviously, but I used that audio because it is the mixing of it and the breakdown at the very end is just so freaking good. It is one of my favorite moments of the album because it is just so like her voice and her screaming and just like the lyricism. So good. So with that, the lyrics say in the breakdown outro, bathing in the light, fend for your final form. The feeling you obscured will force you now to learn. Bathing in the light. There's nothing left to hide. Then never say a word underneath the bruised sky. This song is a masterpiece. I think the song is truly a masterpiece. I think most, if not all of Poppy's work will hold up till the end of time. Okay? I will die on that hill. This song specifically, truly a masterpiece, has mainstream appeal. All of her work, I think, has mainstream appeal. I think people are just hateful and won't listen, but I think the song is phenomenal. I think it's amazing. I think the production, again, Jordan Fish, so good. Poppy's voice, so good. Listen to it. If you haven't, you're fake. If you're not going to, you're evil. And I probably don't want to talk to you. Guardian, okay? I wrote that I love this song. This is a hit. Talk about her range. And now I waited till song 3 to specifically talk about her range for several reasons, because Poppy's range is unmatched. I would say, I think Poppy is a great singer, so I'd like to preface everything I would say by saying that. But in comparison to someone like a Mariah Carey singer, I would say her vocal range is not the same level as that. We don't see the same, but she's not that kind of singer, right? She's a rock star, and some would say a pop star. I think she's just a star in general. I don't know that we need to define it in that way, but I will say that she is iconic and her range is amazing. But when I talk about range specifically, I'm not talking about high, low. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the riffs. I'm not talking about that. Although it does exist. I'm talking about her screaming. Okay. That alone has its own range. She does high and low. But I'm also talking about her singing high and low. And I'm talking about her voice whenever she's doing like monologues or talking or ASMR. These different things, it takes a lot of different talent, not just acting and performance wise, but with your vocal control. Because I don't know if you guys have ever talked alone to yourself in a room with a camera for over 30 minutes, but even when I do that, I notice that like there's inflections in my voice and things that help me sound better, right? So whenever you're singing and performing, even more so than whenever you're acting or filming, right? So I would just like to point out to all of you haters out there that Poppy is very talented. And I think if you are listening to this album specifically, you will notice a wide range of varying techniques that are very interesting. And I will also say that if you're not a Poppy fan or on the fence about it, I think that there's a Poppy album for everyone. There are so many pieces of work that this woman, this person, this amazing individual, this artist has given to us. And if you don't like this piece of work necessarily, there's probably something for you that you will like, because Poppy has done so many unique things with sound. So shut your haterness up. Stop being a hater. I'm going to read you a few of the lyrics, not a ton this time, but this one, my favorite ones, they said, when all the gods lose, well, if I could talk, that would be great. When all the gods lose faith, the city's laid to waste. I will be there. I'll be your guardian. You're in my every breath. I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be there. I'll be your guardian. Now, this song also, it kind of starts out, when it started out, I didn't think, of course, I thought I would like it, but I didn't think I'd be like, oh, this is the one, but this is a hit. I think this is like, it was marketed as a single, it was marketed as a song to put out. That was one of the three. So it's like, obviously this has a label push behind it. They want this one to be a mainstream one. So like when I first heard the intro to this one, I was a little skeptical, but if you embark and buckle up on the ride, guys, if you take it to the end, you realize that this song is not just a passion project. It's also a love song. And it's kind of disguised as like, almost like a song of conflict, but I would really argue that it's a love song. It's like being there till the end. I'll give you every ounce of what I have left because I care about you so much, because I want to give you something that will sustain you, right? And I really just want to mention here too, lyrically, we're seeing Poppy more vulnerable than even on Negative Spaces. And I think maybe even more vulnerable than we've ever seen her before. I think it's a different side of her. I wouldn't say that this album has a lot of sad Poppy on it, which I'm happy for, because hopefully that means that she's been living a fulfilling, happy life, right? Sometimes to get the sad music that I do enjoy, I don't want my artists that are my favorites to be suffering. So for that, I am happy. But I do love a sad bop from Poppy. I'm not going to lie to you there. But I think that she does a really good job at opening up in an eloquent way on this album, and hearing the power, not just behind the vocals, but the inflections in her voice. It is really, you can hear the longing in a lot of these songs, and you'll probably hear me say that again before this video is over, but the longing in this song specifically, and just like the soul transfer of like, I will give you everything I have left, is just so freaking powerful. I think this is a hit. I will be surprised if this isn't topping the charts. I love it. It is good. It is not my favorite song on the album. It is hard for me to narrow it down, but it is up there. I love this whole album. I'm just going to say it now. I think you guys can probably tell that I love this whole album. I told you it's going to be a little bit biased, but it's good. It's a great song, and I have written, it says, these, I'm spitting, I'm so excited about it. I say, these songs are all very moving to me. Because, guys, while I'm listening, I was using my good headphones, okay? So I'm, like, listening on my computer, because for some reason my AirPods died, even though I charged them yesterday. So I was listening, and I was, like, taking my little notes and stuff, and I was like, this album is, like, a roller coaster of emotions, because it has something for everyone on it. It's, like, empowering. It's also devastating. It is also angry. Oh, it's so angry. And we're going to get there. But before we get there, let's talk about Constantly Nowhere. Okay. Constantly Nowhere is like an acapella track. We'll just call it acapella. I don't know that that's really proper, because it sounds to me, and I could be wrong, production people tell me I'm wrong, but it sounds like it's all her voice, all her vocals, all her harmonies, and then they've kind of made it into this edited orchestra effect almost. And it's just like, It's really good. It's a lot of harmony. It's got a little bit of distortion to it too. So it kind of gives back to like the personified voices we hear of Poppy throughout the years. And I really like it. So it's a very short track. I don't know if I did write down it's only 28 seconds. So I really like it. It's like a lead up to Unravel, which is arguably my favorite one on the album. It might not be the favorite. I always say my favorite songs and then that changes. But I will say this was my second most listened to song as of last year. And as I told you before, Vital by Poppy, I've listened to 20,000 times. So if that tells you anything about how much I love this next song, Unravel, it's a really powerful song to me. But this is a lead up, kind of a prequel to that song. And the lyrics say, every call was close. And now I know I am constantly nowhere. On the roam, I felt a weight over my shoulders. How did I know there's more to unravel? So that sounds maybe unprofound to you. I think the poem itself is a little profound, I would say. And as you listen to the next song, you will realize, oh, that hits me right in my heartstrings, in my ribs, maybe. In my heartstrings for sure. But you guys need to listen to the harmony, right? Go listen to the harmony and then tell me I'm wrong. Come back and tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. I'll fight you. No, I won't. I don't have the energy. But I don't think I'm wrong here. I think that I am correct. I think that you are wrong. And I think that it is a beautiful track. And it was also something that she released as a teaser, I believe, if I'm not mistaken and remembering falsely. But I believe she did. And when I heard this, I already knew, which I knew to begin with, but I already knew that it was going to be an epic moment. And I never doubt your favorite artists. You got to give them time to cook. Let them cook, okay? Now, as I just mentioned, Unravel is one of my favorites, if not the favorite. And it definitely has been there for me because, girl, I've been unraveling as of late. I've been unraveling because guess what? Sometimes it's time to reinvent yourself. Sometimes it's time to take a look at yourself and be like, wow, did I really entertain all those people? Did I really put up with things that I shouldn't be putting up with? Did I really call him back after the way he treated me? Did I let him back into my life? Did I let them back into my life? Did I let her back into my life? Did I let my boss talk to me that way? Did I not call the hotline? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you really have to hold yourself accountable. But this song is really, I think it is about accountability in a lot of ways, about unraveling yourself to not just reinvent yourself, but whenever you become so intertwined. You've heard me say amalgamation, I believe, once already today. It's also on this album. And I think a lot of the songs have undertones of, becoming yourself again, untangling your life threads from somebody else that have become so intermixed, okay? And I think for Poppy, I don't want to speak for her again, she's had a lot of turmoil in her private life over the past few years. And some of it has been public and a lot of it is none of our business. So that comes with the parasocial stuff. So maybe keep that to yourself. But, with breaking off an engagement and all the inner workings of the music industry, just those two things alone, from a human level, I'm sure you guys can imagine that is a lot to deal with. I wouldn't want to be dealing with that in general, let alone under the blink of the public eye, because one must burn in the blink of the public eye. So I think that a lot of these songs have undertones of, past relationships, past friendships, past things that are like, it's hard to let people go. And sometimes when you love people, you got to let them go. But it's hard to let people go. And it's hard to love people where they're at. And sometimes that love boils into hate. So, and I don't, again, not speaking for her, but speaking from my own personal experience here. So yeah, that's me. That's what I'll say about that. So Unravel, such a great song. Love it. Excuse me. The piano in the song. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a pianist, a wannabe pianist, and I've played piano for the majority of my life. So I had to sell my piano when I was poor, so I'm looking for a new one, but I miss it so very much. But the piano in the song is quite endearing. It is quite beautiful, and that mixed with the rock tones, and again, production. You're going to hear me say production, mixing production, underlooks production, because it's good. It's good. Jordan Fish knows what they are doing. So, and others. But the song, so good. Love it. The blood curdling scream. I'm going to read you some lyrics first. Well, in a moment, but first I have to tell you about the blood curdling scream. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm going to spoil it for you. At the end of the song, you're kind of thinking, like, if you just heard the song as a single and standalone and you're like, this is what Poppy's releasing. Even my best friend told me this. He was like, I thought Poppy sold out, because I forced him to listen to this, obviously. And he said, I thought Poppy sold out until the end. And I was like, girl, Poppy, my girl Poppy, she don't sell out. She don't sell out. She sells out arenas, but she don't sell out. She ain't no sellout. So, you know, listen to this, and the blood curdling scream at the end. Oh my God. I wish I could hit the note. I wish I could hit it for you guys. I wish I could play it here, but I can't because of copyright infringement. But please go listen to that song in the build up. If you don't listen to any other song on the album, I commend you. I beg you. I plead with you. Please go listen to it. So good. So amazing. And literally the first time and every time I listen to it, that scream gives me chills. It shows, again, her vocal range and just the passion behind what she's singing about. I think whenever artists are vulnerable like this in tracks and in songs and on albums and in their art, it must be painful to perform sometimes, because like writing something about a heartbreak that was so dear to you might be a good, healing process, but also then like getting up and seeing that for your fans and for people and then doing the video for it. It's like, I'm kind of monetizing on my whole pain, my whole scandal, my whole, like, whatever it may be they're writing about. So to hear that kind of pain in her voice, because you can hear the pain in that scream, it is truly, it's beautiful, it's vulnerable, it's painful, and the pain that it makes me feel, that I project from my own relationships and turmoil onto this song, it makes me feel that, and it literally moves my soul. And I have cried to this song so many times, and I cry like it's my own song. Like get a grip, girl, get a grip. Parasocial, get a freaking grip. All of you need to get a grip. But yeah, I'm looking at you. Get a grip. But it's so good, so phenomenal, and I just love this song. Okay. What about it? I just love this song. So I didn't read the lyrics for you, but I'm going to read them. Watch me unravel, tangled in the thorns of a doubt. Silencing the shadows, you lift me up to pull me right back down again. Watch me unravel, tangled in the thorns of a doubt. Silencing the shadows, lift me up to tear me back down. Unravel. And then, of course, the breakdown. Eternally, you're tied into me. Oh, I'd cut you free, but eternally, you're tied into me. Now, again, I feel this way about a few different individuals I've had in my life, and sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's lovers, sometimes it's whatever, right? You do you. Apply it to however you need to apply it. I don't know what she meant with these lyrics. She hasn't told us, but I do know that for me, this song plays on my heartstrings. It breaks my heart. It heals my heart. It tears me apart. I unravel. I put myself back together all the time. I go through hell touring. You know what I'm saying? So this song, it's not about me, but I sure think it is. And I love it. It's such a good song. And I highly recommend you to listen to it. Again, if you do not listen to anything else on the album, at least listen to that. So the next song is Dying to Forget. Now, again, let me just start with reading these lyrics here, okay? So it's heavy. I'm just going to tell you, if you want a hard song, this is one of the hardest on the album, and it is heavy, not for the faint of heart, okay? When the guilt follows you out, my idle hands will let you drown. My patience wielded down, born a quitter, so you weren't worth saving. Till the final light goes out, and they ask where you are now. The shame don't make a sound. Now you're trying while I'm dying to forget. For a heretic, you got a lot to say, but you're the in the way. Drain out the poison. Now tell me what remains. Rot in your shallow grave. I'll watch your kingdom fall. I'll cut the brakes so your car can't stop, 'cause you never risked it all. Stood for nothing, so you fell for everything. I resent the fact you're living. Now the hate will keep me warm. It was all in vain for the cost of pain. And then I have written the outro is sick with the guitar. And I would agree with all of that. Oh my God. This alone, I don't even have commentary written on this. because it literally stands for itself. Go read the lyrics. I mean, read the lyrics to all of the songs, obviously, but read all the lyrics to this one, girl, because let me just tell you, I don't know that Poppy liked this person very much that she wrote this song about, or the multiple people that she wrote this song about. I certainly related to it when thinking about people in my life that I don't like and that give me crap and that I can't get out of my life necessarily. Because again, I can't unravel everything in my life because not everything is up to me. Sometimes you have to deal with people that you don't always agree with, right? So it's a hard life that we live as hot baddies. But this song is so... Oh my God, it's a good gym song too. I just want to like pump some iron to it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? Like I just want to pump some iron because it's like, girl, this is intense. And it like really embodies my hatred for certain people in an eloquent way. And I would also like to say, I don't try to hate people, but sometimes you have a distaste in your heart for people. And sometimes it's very well warranted. I wouldn't like tell you to keep hate harbored in your heart where it's safe. Keep joy and love there. But sometimes if you need to eradicate the hate and you need to rid it from your life, it's better to do that through a song, through a poem, through writing, through enjoying something that is someone else manifesting their anger towards something else. And for me, that helps. Music. It helps. Screaming, it helps. So do I think that's normal? We're all animals. A lot of us humans forget that. But, you know, screaming and yelling and making noise is probably good for you. You know, wolves do it. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we're getting off topic. But either way, I think people should scream more. Maybe not in public settings, but, you know, maybe they should. Maybe they should. So... The next one, we're on page 5, so calm down. We're getting there. This one's called Time Will Tell. Now, today I was looking on the Poppy YouTube page because, you know, the doll's got to look on the Poppy YouTube page. I'm the doll. I am the Teen Boom Boom doll, honey. So I looked, and of course there was a video. And I said, let's make a video, Poppy. So I was very excited to see that she put out a video, and I did watch it at work today whenever I was off the clock. So I was on break. Everybody calm down. Was not on company time, but probably should have been. That being said, I liked the video. I would like to say here, and there were other places in my notes, I know, and I was going to wait to say it, but I feel like I need to say it here and now while I'm thinking about it. The only thing disappointing, and I use that term very mildly because Poppy never disappoints me, I let myself down, and I need to tell you why. I feel like, and if you're a long-term Poppy fan, you will know. If you're not, you're fake. And if I see you in a Ghost t-shirt, I know you're fake. If you're in a Ghost t-shirt at a Poppy show, you're fake. Or a boyfriend of some beautiful, closeted, bisexual woman. So I think that... Oh, I'm hitting the microphone. Everybody calm down. I think that Poppy and her persona...
YKYWYC.
I would have loved for it. I don't think that it should have had more lore on the album, and perhaps we're going to get some. But... I personally, as a long-term Poppy fan, love the lore of Poppy, right? I love the persona. I love the storyline. I love the story threads we have throughout her work. And I feel like, I know there has been like some developments and some story, but like with the wings and things we've seen in music videos. But I think that, you know, in V.A.N, Violence Against Nature, with Bad Omens, we got like some Poppy lore there, right? And who knows if it's canon, you know, to the lore or just, you know, a fun, great music concept. Because I feel like with a lot of artists, we get all these like standalone concepts, you know, but I feel like we look at Poppy in a little bit of a different light because she came from so many conceptualized things that kind of formed this rhetoric of the cult of Poppy, formed this persona, which she's kind of been breaking out from for a long time. Maybe it was like past lawsuits, or maybe it was, you know, just her trying to break the mold of what she had made so she could reinvent herself, which either way, I think that's commendable and amazing. But from a storytelling standpoint and a person that really loves her persona and like all her acting and things that she does and the video storylines and things, I do miss that a little bit. I do miss that, but I am also so happy for her and happy for her direction. And I think with her acting and things that she does, I think we will eventually get more things, but it's not about me. In this moment, it's about her and her success and what I want for her and what she wants for herself. More importantly, who cares what I want? Nobody cares. You don't care. I don't care. She definitely doesn't care. So I think that she should stay true to herself, but I sometimes let myself down because I'm like, please, can we please get a little bit of Poppy lore, but maybe the Poppy lore is just that she's living her best life and that's all we need. So I will say that, but this one's called Time Will Tell. Now, I've written down, it says, this is a hit. The video was beautiful. The song moves me. The song makes me feel moved in the same way listening to Black Veil Brides moved me when I was 14, but more powerful. And then I have, please read. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes because that's really professional. And I'm spitting on my microphone because that's also really professional. And I'm stuttering because that's really professional. I know, sad, pathetic. Please read the lyrics of the whole song. I'm not going to, but I am going to read you the most lyrics from any song that I'm going to read today because I think that they are very powerful. So please forgive me as I stuttered through this. Open my lungs, ride all the smoke of what never was. I've become elastic, forced to change. I know all the ire will never stop. If you let it in, it's never gonna leave you now, 'cause time will tell. If violence follows you to hell, all time will tell. Pulling the veil of who you are. I'll drag you to hell. If time won't tell, I'll find you myself. Scary. Our bones relate, amalgamate with the sins in our blood. Why are all the ruins in your wake? Why were all my heroes forced to stop? I'm flooded with haste. I'm cursing your name to the wind as it was. Why does every loser think they're brave? I know all the ire will never stop if you let it in. Wolf, locked eyes on you, lay you to waste. Ignorance is a plague. All hope is lost in you. You let it in. Now, those lyrics, I know at the beginning of my rant of this video, I talked about, ignorance and being proud of that and, stupidity. And also we've talked about wolves and, this lyric here of why does every loser think they're brave? That one hits me hard. And again, the amalgamation of things and the hatred in this song, maybe not hatred, the passion perhaps in this song, but I don't know, dragging you to hell. If time won't tell, I'll find you myself. I mean, that's intense. That says I'm coming. I have a statement and I'm going to let karma do its thing, but I'm also coming for you. I'm coming for you and you're not going to like it because I'm standing up for myself and my rights and who I am as a person. So maybe again, that's me projecting here, but I think read the whole song's lyrics, please, on your own time. But this song says a lot and it's hardcore and I think it's a hit and I think it's amazing. And again, the mixing, one of my favorites on the album. Again, this one was very good and I liked the video as well. Like the dark shadow that follows behind her is so freaking good. And I loved the video aesthetically too. The blues, I'm really loving it. It goes with the album cover. So are you guys with me? Do we need to check in? Are you guys listening? Hey, Johnny in the back. You doing okay over there? Lock in, guys. We're on page 6. I know. Page 6, snooze. Eat the hate. This is a hard one. Ooh, heavy. Yeah, she's heavy. Not as heavy as me. Pretty heavy, though. So the song goes hard. It goes hard, okay? It goes hard. And I have written, this one is very fun to me. I like the humor of what. Now, there's a part in this song where Poppy goes, what? She doesn't say it like that, but there's the song, Poppy is funny. You guys forget this. Again, watch I'm Probably Poppy because it is good and it's funny. And I don't think Poppy is always comedic in her music, but I think there are certain moments where she does things with sounds, like I forget what the Pie song is called, where she samples her cat, but she does things that are just truly fun and funny. And I think how she is bleh, on the last album and things, it's really fun to see what she does creatively. And I like that she put that what in there because it kind of humanizes her again and reminds us of her more funny, silly side that we got to see on YouTube early on if you were there. Okay. And I have written funny things sometimes that I've already said, but sometimes I reread them and I'm like, dang girl, you're funny. Also, I would like to tell you guys here and now, I paid for every episode of I'm Probably Poppy on Veeps because I was silly and I did not pay the one price for all of the rent of the show. I paid for them one by one as they came out. So yeah, I'm very poor because of that, but they are for free on YouTube now. So go watch them, give them a view. I'm going to read you some lyrics now. Okay. So, verse 1 is eat the hate and drink their blood. You're dying as wait, nope, that's not what it says. Eat the hate and drink their blood. You're dying as a never was. That's what Genius has written. I copy pasted it. I don't know that that's right. But it's what it said on the internet. It's when, if not, I catch you up. Eat the hate because I'm the judge. God will throw an uppercut. You're celibate because no one wants to Eat the hate, it makes me come. Use your tongue to clean it up. Anonymous and hiding from my gun. And that's where she says what? Okay, that's when she's like, what? And says her little what thing, which is cute. And then, guys, this one is it's just hateful. It's just hateful. And it's called Eat the Hate. And I do think that it's very much like your hate comments are going to fuel me. Your hatred for me. You don't think I'm a rock star. You think you think I'm not a rock star. And she said something else. I know I mentioned that magazine interview and I should have said it at the beginning, but I didn't. But she says that she has no interest in proving how rock she is or how metal she is, I believe is what she said. And I love that because it's like a lot of artists do have something to prove and have a chip on both shoulders. But Poppy has no interest in that. She has interest in making music that she finds interesting, entertaining, consumable, that she likes. And I mean consumable for herself. And I don't mean palatable. Those are different things. I do mean whenever you consume it, it makes you think, it makes you feel. And that's something that I really love about her work. And it's not for everyone, but I would argue that it is for everyone. And it might actually help you expand your mind if you try. So love that song. Another hit on our hands, people. The next one is called The Wait. And I am going to say it's W-A-I-T. So don't get it twisted. The underlook of the song, of course, you guys are going to hear me say underlook so many times, but yes, it's good. I love it. The mixing is good. I love it. I have written, this is one of my favorites, and this one moves me, and I have the mixing. So that, I would say, pretty much locks this one in because it definitely is one of those where it's like roller coaster of emotions for me, and it definitely makes me feel. I think we'll just cap it there. It makes me feel things. It makes me feel sadness. It makes me feel joy. It makes me feel the buildups. The buildups of this song are just everything. And I'm going to read you a few of the lyrics because I think you guys need to know. Okay. That's Eat the Hate again. Sorry. LOL. I haven't the time and I can't contain myself. The lack of concern that's on my mind is a privilege. Off in a fit of rage. Either way, your day is yours, not mine. Co-misery is commonplace. Doing so as you always do. This could all be gone in a moment, or will persisting break the fall? In the back of your head, do the sirens keep getting louder? Does the love feel unrest? Fill the void that was left by a lover? Darling, is it the time or the place? Is forever worth the wait? Those lyrics destroyed my life whenever I listened to it. I wrote, these lyrics just destroyed my life because they did. And I truly, like, it's one thing to like hear them audibly. And like, sometimes I don't know when I'm doing things or like moving around or whatever. I don't always pick up on every single lyric. That's why I really like to read lyrics several times before I do an album review. But every time I think of those lyrics, it crushes my soul because again, and I think a lot of artists write their songs so they are palatable to the masses and they can apply themselves and put themselves in their own little, relationships or whatever, their little circumstances that happen. And it is, it means something to them, it means a lot to them. So I think that's great. And I think that this song just affected me so much. It really did. And I have to say also that the outro and the longing at the end of the oh my God, the longing in the song is so good. I have like the outro in my mind specifically for this one. And I just you guys need to listen to it. Again, this is another one that it's a must listen to. It's a must listen to. Hold on. I have something written here. I'm kind of spluttering here because I got so excited for a moment, but, the outro of this song into the intro of If We're Following the Light, I wanted to get the title right. is beautiful. It's one of those songs that like it's like a sister song. It goes into the other one. It just slides right into the other one, and it's good. So again, this would be a perfect song, I think, for the personification of Poppy the character rather than Poppy the artist. I mean, I guess they're the same person, but I think I listened to the song and I'm like, this would be a good one for some lore. Okay, girl, you know, that's what I think when I hear this and I visualize things in my mind. So again, the underlick of the song. Stop saying underlick. No one cares, but I care, and it's good, and it's amazing, and I appreciate the production value of this song and its mixing, okay? And that means the pacing of the song as well as the guitar. So I have that written down for you, so take that as you will, and I'm going to read you some lyrics. The haze, the waves, seen it all through wondering eyes. I'm holding on a worn gun. I can't cope with needing you so bad. The words all taste so wrong. Dang! Dang, girl! Dang! My hands are shaking cold. I can't be held to comment. Watch the self-righteous fold before they ever started. If we get it right, follow the light, in spite of everything that we could lose. And then I have written down the mixing after the chorus and the music. Oh my God, in all capitals. And I do agree with that, although I'm not yelling into the microphone because I've done that enough tonight. It is so good. It is very, very good. And then verse 2 says, I want to slip into you, drip all your tears on me, hear the sirens call. I can feel the knife inside my lungs. Oh my God, the longing in this song as well. The loneliness, the longing, the hurt, the pain, the vocalization, the mixing, the everything. Listen to the song, please. Please listen. Rachel, give it to me, Rachel. Like, please, 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 please go listen to this, okay? And now we're going to talk about Blink. Blink is also a short song, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the lyrics on here. What I had loved the most, now I've outgrown. If you were meant for me, then I'll let you go. It was a blink, and now it's over. If you should know, I'll hold you under my ribs. And I have written down the mixing, holy cow, because the mixing is amazing on here. And again, I'm tired of you getting angry at me for saying mixing because it's good. And I wish I had the terminology, and maybe I will. Maybe I'm working on producing some stuff and maybe I'm not there yet, but I don't know that much about mixing, and I'm getting there. Okay, I'm getting there. But I do know how it sounds to me, and I feel like I have a good ear for good mixing. So I may not know all the technical terms, but I do know that they put a lot of work into the sound production of this album. So that one, a masterpiece, a few seconds, but it is very good. So we're on our last page, people. So I hope you're with me still. If you've made it this far, be sure to subscribe and like this video because I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And I'll make more videos for you. Just let me know what you want to see, okay? Also, my camera's dying, so I keep looking over there. We've got to hurry. And also this video is probably like 40 freaking minutes. But hold on, guys. We have a couple more songs, too. And then I'll do my outro. Are you with me? Are you with me, guys? Stop. Okay, the song is called Ribs, and I said the kick on Ribs sounds something like something from Zig. So whatever that means. But there is a song on Zig, and I can't specifically, this is why I'm bad with titles. I know the song and I can hear it in my head, but the kick does remind me of Zig. And I've been re-listening to Zig because I listen to Zig when I'm sad, and I've been sad a lot. And a lot of the songs, I think they hold up. I know she talked some crap about it in her interview, which is fine. It's her work, but I'm like, and I understand like how those songs can like bring you back to a negative place, a negative space, if you will. But I do love a lot of the songs, and it was there for me when I needed her most. So it was a nice step within a step, as she referred to it. And I will not slander it because I do love that album. But I understand artist criticism to like from herself to herself as an artist and like, you know, being forced to put something out. So, you know, I get that as well from a label perspective. Not really a great situation to be in. Ask Kim Petras. So some of the lyrics say, before I quit, I got to vent. Brain fart, sorry. I can't read. Before I quit, I got to vent, but the sorrow draws lines across my chest. Oh, pale in my lips, my chin so high it broke my neck. And I can never see you as the same again. I bear the shadow of my mind. I sank into the scene to hide. All the color is a mess. Is there a means? Is there an end to this? And then there's like a really cool outro with like phone call, old dial buttons. And at the end, Poppy's like, hey. And she sounds so sad and depressed. And I love it. It's so good. The mixing again. I know, shut up about the mixing, but it's so good. Please listen to it, please. And I think all of you should be listening to with headphones. I really do. I think all of you should be listening with headphones. Please listen with headphones. I need you to. I need it. 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 You need it more. No, maybe not. Maybe I need it most. But you do need to listen to it. I'm sorry. And now we're just going to end on the title track. Okay, people? I need to talk to you about Empty Hands, the title track. And I have written down heavy because it's heavy. Ooh, heavy. And this one's, it goes hardcore. It's one of the heavy. I think there's like 3 really heavy ones on the album. This is one of them. Okay. All of them have heavy elements for the most part. Most of them do. But this one is very heavy as well. And why wouldn't you expect it to be? It is the title track. Okay. So again, you need to read the lyrics because there's a lot of yelling and screaming and production on there. But I would also like to say that I thought it was interesting to end the album with the title track. I thought that was a fun thing. Usually you see title track, it's like 1 or 2, at the beginning. But it was fun to have something different, and if you don't think that's fun, then maybe you're not creative. So get a grip. Whatever. Our ill-fated dreams open doors to nowhere that haven't been in the scene. The gnashing of my teeth, the fiddling of insanity, now what's become of you, is lurking under me. And then the breathe scream is so low and so good. I have that written down. And there is like a really, like she says breathe, and it's like, breathe. Like it's so low. I think it's the lowest I've ever heard Poppy's voice go. So you guys need to pay you'd almost miss it because it's like, it may be edited. I don't know if it's edited in production and the mixing, but I do know that it's really good and you guys need to listen to it. So I would say that overall, this album is a 10 out of a 10. Of course, I rated Negative Spaces a 10 out of a 10. I would maybe like a 9.99999 because I really would like a little bit more lore from Poppy, right? But I do think this album has a little bit of something for every single one of our fans. Even if you're just a casual Poppy listener, I think that this has some elements to it that you would really enjoy. I do think that also, even for like the pop, I hear a lot of people like I know some of the girls, some of the ladies I know just like Poppy for her pop stuff, and that's understandable. I get it, but this album has some elements to that. And I think that's where I really love the production value of things, not just Poppy as an artist, but other artists as well. I like to be able to listen to things and be like, wow, a lot of work went into this, a lot of thought went into this, and a lot of production value went into this. So this album, I think, is no different. Not only was the experience, well, I think it's extremely different than a lot of things on the market. Let's be clear there. But I think it's no different in the idea that people have put a lot of work into this, not just Poppy, but the other collaborators, the musicians, the production people, everybody on there. So there's a lot of talent that went into this. And I love, again, I said earlier that I think this is a sister album. I do think it is a sister album to Negative Spaces, but I do like seeing the kind of honing in. I feel like it's almost like a more rock, more grunge version. It's like Poppy's version of the Fame versus the Fame Monster. You know what I mean? Like it's a sister album, but it's a little bit darker. It's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit more raw and vulnerable on those lyrics. It's a little less, I would argue it's a little less hopeful than Negative Spaces, because we end on Halo in Negative Spaces. And I feel like this is a little bit more dark. So I'm not only interested in listening to this for the rest of the year or until she puts out more music and forever and eternity, but also seeing what she does with her next project. And I know that I end a lot of my Poppy videos talking about that, her next project and what she does next. But to me, Poppy is a person that Poppy is an object. Poppy is your best friend. Like Poppy will break your neck, and she's made that very clear from the beginning. So I think that the next things that she puts out is going to be really amazing, because this is really amazing. And I love it. I love her. I will always support her, and I will fight you. I am her number 1, even though I was number 20 on streaming. So, and I'll have you guys know, I didn't even try to get number 20. I didn't even know I was going to place. I was just listening to Poppy. So, and I was listening to other people too. So now I'm like, I need to cut off all the hoes, because I really need to be listening to Poppy. So I hope you guys can get behind some of the things that I said. If you didn't, that's totally okay. Let me know in the comment section down below. One of my beauty lights just died. It's time to stop talking. It's time to stop. Okay. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have qualms, if, ands, or buts about things that I'm saying, and let me know your theories. I think that Poppy, again, does things in double and triple and quadruple entendres, and I love hearing people's perspectives and kind of, that's been part of the fun of the cults for so long, the community that Poppy as a religion and, the idea of Poppy brings. And I just love the community of fandom in that way. So, hi, Cult of Poppy. It's me, Jessie Vesper, signing off. I'll be back on Monday, actually. I have another video coming out, and I'm getting this one out before that because you guys need to see this. I'm also pulling an all-nighter because I work tomorrow, and there's a blizzard coming, and I have to get this edited for you. So, hey, just know I'm putting in the work for you guys. Also, I thrifted this, my outfit. Ooh, new hair, who this? Hugs, kisses, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all the things. And I will see you very soon. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. I'm Poppy. Okay, bye.